person and you get shot. Oh, you were dressed that way, so it's not our fault. But it's just because people, people say that we dress like people in East Oakland, black hoodie, black jeans, black shoes. The thing that they always describe us as is a hoodie. And that's not right. People don't dress, and not everybody dresses the same. There's people that dress rockerish, people that dress like Mexican, people that dress like all type of people. Everybody's different, and it's good to be different because it's not good always to be the same. Why would everybody want to be the same, That's not good. It's better to have different type of people so something different can come out and even something better.
Our next topic is on drugs, and it's, do you believe that drugs influence violence here in Oakland, and how so?
Yeah, I do. I think that I think several ways. The drug culture has become a very profitable culture in most of our cities. So you've got people who prey on individuals they know need the drugs, and they prey on them because not only P-R-U-Y, because they know that there's money in the drug culture, and so that births turf wars. I'm not going to let you. I've been watching for the third year, The Wire, the TV program The Wire, and it's taught me a whole lot about the drug culture and turf wars, and this is mine, and I'm not going to let you take mine, and how they use drugs to get rich. And so I think it has a tremendous influence on our community. I just don't know how you cure it.
Drugs do, and the war for drugs do create violence. It does create violence. I think part of the whole reason why drugs are just huge in the U.S. is because U.S. is one of the countries that consumes the most drugs. There's a huge demand here. That's why other countries are trying to pump it in, with the drugs, because that's an economic base, right, for a lot of people. Not people outside the United States and also people in the United States. A lot of people argue about drugs should be legal. I don't know if that's a solution, but definitely, a lot of the violence that happens even in our own city is because of drugs, right? Is because of battles or just wars are going on about who's controlling what, right? And who's controlling what's coming in. So yeah, definitely.
I think it does because the drugs now control our streets, basically. And it influences and it attracts more young people because who doesn't like money? And that's the easiest way to make money. And young people are the most that are gonna do it because they really don't have that mentality to actually think or what we're doing to prevent from doing the bad things. But yeah, I agree.
From that, we're going to move on to the topic of employment. And what do you believe the reasons for why the unemployment rate is so high here?
I don't believe we've spent as a community enough time in identifying how to create jobs. So what we've got is the recycling of what we already have. And as you have people coming out of school who need jobs, as you have people who are moving into our community who need jobs, I don't think we've spent enough time being creative in identifying how to make jobs more available. One of the things that came to me yesterday was a letter about the project at the Oakland Army base and the number of jobs that it's going to create. And the question I raised was, are there going to be temporary jobs, or even after the Army base is developed, that we're looking at how we're going to keep people employed? Because I think the question is on point. Unemployment is one of the crucial issues in this community. And if we don't, the more people you have unemployed, the more people who can't eat. The more people who can't eat, or the more people who are looking for methods and means to eat. And obviously those means and methods are not always legal. So I think we've got to spend a lot of time, a lot of energy. And I think not just the leadership of our city, but I think that the city as a whole has to spend more time, more effort in finding means and methods to create jobs.
2 words, right? Globalization, and the other one, education. The reason why I say those 2 words is if you guys do not know what globalization is, I encourage you to look at it. I'm gonna try to sum it up, 'cause I don't want to talk a lot, right? But globalization, a lot of the companies that are, US companies are going overseas to other countries to pay the workers there a lot less than what they would for students or for just people in the US, right? So they'd rather take their company, and it was called cheap labor, right? A lot of the reason behind it is because they say, well, we don't have the right people trained in the field to take on these jobs. So a lot of the companies that are in the US source out to other countries to bring in their people to run the tech programs, to run the computer programs, to run, because there isn't a force or a population of young people being prepared for these jobs. So they outsource, right? Education, because I think schools and just school period need to be giving the skills to young people to be able to enter the workforce, right? And accessible into college also, right? So you guys or young people can be prepared to enter those fields, right? And not have to source out to other countries for workers. So, I think that there's a huge unemployment issue, but I think, if big business is always talking about making big bucks, and that's their only mindset, then we have to start thinking about how do we either, tax or not, just other ways of being able to create jobs here, here in Oakland, here in the Bay Area.
I strongly agree with both of them.
So our second question was, any ideas on opposition solutions? You guys basically covered that with your answers. So we will open up questions from the audience if you guys have any questions to ask them on any of the topics.
Where's your church located?
We're on Telegraph Avenue, 3701. Right, and interestingly enough, a block from MacArthur, across from 2 funeral homes. And for me, that's significant because Reverend Cecil called to my attention about 2 months ago the fact that the church, which should be offering, I hope does offer life, is located across from 2 funeral homes, which represents death.
Oh, I got a question from Mr. Leon. Like, I remember he was saying that they spend more money on the prisons and all that. They also spend a lot of money on on the obesity. They spend billions of dollars on it, and like our school don't have like a physical education.
I think it's a good point. I think that there's a huge gap between, what people are consuming and what people are easily accessible, right? There's a reason why, and it's intentional, right? Where you can go to McDonald's and get something to eat for a couple of dollars, but you can't get fresh fruits and vegetables for that same amount. There's a reason for that, right? The issue of obesity, and even myself, right? I'm having health problems, and I'm only 31 years old. I shouldn't be having those type of health problems. But it comes back to what are we exposed to and what's easily accessible to us. That's why, the farmer's market is here, right, on Wednesdays, and it's only one day out of the week. Hopefully it can go more, right? But that's a good, it's easily accessible fruits and vegetables, right, that are good for you, that your body needs, right? So the more and more, in black and brown folks, right, we have super high, chances of being able to catch these type of diseases, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, right? And diabetes, right, for all the sugar that it's consumed, right? There's just a lot. So I think you are right, and I think soon you're gonna start seeing some changes happening even within our school of trying to bring in people to do fun activities with all the young folks.
I just have a question to ask. Can you just share out what students can do about issues like that they, as students, as the majority, there are many more students in education than there are leaders and teachers, and so what are some things students can do to sort of fight for the things that they have been talking about today? Can you maybe share out what some of them?
One of the things I would, in some educational environments, I think that can happen. Students need to go to school board meetings. Students themselves need to go to the school board meetings. The Oakland Unified School District has a student representative on the school board. If you're not in the Oakland Unified School District, I think that students can come together and sit down with the leadership of your schools. When I was coming through the school system, we had PE, physical education. We also had music classes. The economics now prohibit some of that. But there are some other kinds of resources that can be put on the table that can help address some of the kind of concerns that you have. So maybe students can come together as a group and put their ideas together and talk to the leadership about it.
I think I'm just gonna kind of follow up with what you just mentioned, right? I think it's very important, and I think it goes back even to the question that Sakia made, right? Like, what I really would want to see is young leaders at the school, kind of make a step forward in trying to be able to, make those suggestions of what their school needs to look like and feel like. I think that there needs to be a student governance board, right, where they, like a council, where they recommend and they're consistently evaluating like what the school or what their school is doing to help other students, right? I think you guys are the ones that know that. We've been in your shoes at one point, but we're older, we think differently now, and I never thought I was gonna think like the way I think now, it just doesn't happen that way. And I know that you guys are not in that place, you guys, I'm young, and it's something that you do have wisdom and you guys do have power. It's just that we need to be able to come together, right, like in a group, and recommend what is it that you want to see. So part of like the physical fitness piece, we would love to hear what you would want for us to bring to the schools. And if you know people that you want to bring because they either are good instructors or they can relate well with you guys, right, or with the other students, let us know, right? We need to hear more, and we need to have young people part of the decision making and what happens at schools, right? Because you guys are the ones that are experiencing it.
I already answered that. I remember it was this year or last year that we had a fitness class. There were programs after school that were being offered, but they're like, they didn't take advantage of that. So that's why they were just wasting money. The school was just wasting money there. Having people come here and nobody goes to those programs. There's youth uprising right here. They offer mostly everything. So they can't find a way to actually complain when the things they're offered to them and they don't take advantage. That's what I remember, because I used to take fitness class last year. I don't know if they offered it this year. There was like 3 girls in there. We can't waste that much money on one person knowing that there's only 3 people in that. And we can use that money for something else, books or something else. So if they would want fitness, if they want it, well, they should go to it so we can maintain it, so people will get better or something.
Any more questions? We have time, we probably a little bit of time for one more. We're coming to the closure of the first part of the